You know what I think is really bold? Being in a season of preparing, like working on yourself quietly, setting things up behind the scenes, not rushing into the next chapter because you feel a pressure to perform. Everyone celebrates the moment where you arrive, right? That's when you launch the product, where you win the big milestone, but nobody sees this chapter. Nobody claps for the season where you're building the foundation. And it can feel pretty lonely. You can feel pretty antisocial, but that's actually where the courage is. Because preparing means you believe there's something worth preparing for. You're making decisions today for a life that you haven't fully lived yet. And I think that takes vision, it takes confidence, it takes faith. In a sense, you're sacrificing the enjoyment now to plant the seed for the tree that will grow later. It's bold to invest in habits and routines before there's evidence that they're paying off. It's bold to take care of your body before the results show. It's bold to study, create, practice before anybody sees the outcome. It's bold to say, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. And there's another statement that I repeat to myself all the time, and it's done. Time hasn't caught up yet. So how bold is it to be in a season of preparation? Everyone wants the result, but very few are willing to commit to the preparation. I fundamentally believe that success is built in silence. When you're in preparation mode, it's not glamorous. It's actually very gritty. I remember within my first year in business, I was 21, I was back in Canada, and I had started hiring my friends. And we were building up for launching something new within the company. And I remember at the time, we would spend a couple nights over at my house, and we were in the living room. We had desks everywhere. One of my friends was trying to edit a video. Another one was designing the website and all of the brand materials. And it was like midnight. And if you know me, you know I am not a night owl whatsoever. And I remember just sleeping on the floor. And there was moments like that when I look back and I was like, that is what preparation looks like. It's being so willing to commit to being ready for something. And I really have applied that in my life. I think you can apply it to business, but really relationships. Like when you want to attract the right partner for you, you have to go through a season of preparation and you have to do those silent inner workings on yourself. And it's not always glamorous, but it's bold because you're not performing for validation anymore. You're building for you. Anyone can announce their intentions. Very few can sustain their intentions. And being in a season of preparation is self-respect. Preparation means you believe in your future enough to protect it with your choices today. You're eating better, you're training harder, you're learning new things, you're cutting off what drains you, and you're saying no like your life depends on it, because it does. It takes a dangerous level of confidence to choose long-term fulfillment over temporary pleasure. Preparation is saying, I know what I'm building and I know it's worth it. That is self-respect at its highest level. Most people only take action when the reward is guaranteed. You're taking action because you are the guarantee. That's bold because you trust your effort more than your circumstances. Preparation is embodied confidence. It's betting on yourself when there's no audience, no applause, no proof yet. And I have to say, it's been a really exciting time for me because when you're preparing for something, you are constantly being intentional with the choices that you're making today. Like think to a time where you were so impatient to receive something, to achieve something, and it was only once you got it that you realized, oh, I see why it took that long, or it took me forever to learn that lesson. That's why it took me longer to get to what I wanted. The way I like to think about it is being a good steward. And there's an analogy around stewardship is a garden. Being a good steward is like tending a garden. Some seeds become flowers, some become fruit, but everything grows when it's watered consistently. You don't dig up the soil every day to check if the seed is working. You trust the process, you keep showing up, you protect what you planted, and eventually the harvest proves the effort. Some seeds bloom in spring, some bloom in summer, some take an entire year, and some don't surface until the next season of your life. Here's the important part. The value of the seed is not determined by how fast it grows. Some seeds need more sun, some need more rain, some grow roots for a long time underground before they ever show leaves above the surface. Just because you don't see progress doesn't mean nothing's happening. Roots grow before results. And if you're a good steward, you still water those seeds. You still pull those weeds, you still protect the soil, you still trust the process even when it looks slow, because you understand a delayed bloom is not a denied bloom. Every seed has its own timing. Every purpose has its own timeline, and your job isn't to rush it, it's to nurture it. You don't panic in the winter, you prepare for the spring. You don't call the seed a failure because it's not a flower yet. You keep watering it because you believe that someday it will be. So while you're in your season of preparation, be a good steward. Have patience with purpose. Choose to be consistent without applause. And one day, the very seed that you were tempted to give up on will burst through the soil and change your whole landscape. And if I may add, you can go as fast as you can, but if you don't have a direction, you're just going to be running in circles. Preparation gives you the time to refine that direction, and there's nothing more satisfying than delayed gratification. This is day 59 out of 100 bold, and I appreciate you so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. And remember, to act bold, you need to be kid brave again.